What's up, everybody? It's me. I'm on a little earlier than normal tonight because, like I mentioned, I want to get on Overwatch with my friends and play some comp when they're on and doing their streaming. So let's just jump right into this. Today we're going to talk about the Druid class. The Druid class is really fun. If you want to be into nature, you want to transform into animals, you want to do some poison ivy type shit, the Druid class is the class to be. So, as usual, I'm going to read the flavor text and the overall little beginning part, but then when we get to the actual mechanics, I'm going to browse through and just focus on what I think is the more exciting aspects. Druid. Holding high a gnarled staff, wreathed with holly, an elf summons the fury of the storm and calls down the explosive bolts of lightning to smite the torch-carrying orcs who threaten her forest. Crouching out of sight on a high tree branch, in the form of a leopard, a human peers out of the jungle at the strange construction of a temple of evil elementals, keeping a close eye on the cultist activities. Swinging a blade formed of pure fire, a half-elf charges into a mass of skeletal soldiers, sundering an unnatural magic that gives the foul creatures the mocking semblance of life. Whether calling on the elemental forces of nature or emulating the creatures of the animal world, druids are an embodiment of nature's resilience, cunning, and fury. They claim no mastery over nature. Instead, they see themselves as extensions of nature's indomitable will. The power of nature. Druids revere nature above all, gaining their spells and other magical powers from the force of nature itself or from a nature deity. Many druids pursue a mystic spirituality of transcendent union with nature rather than devotion to a divine entity, while others serve gods of wild nature, animals, or elemental forces. The ancient druidic traditions are sometimes called the Old Faith, in contrast to the worships of gods in temples and shrines. Druid spells are oriented towards nature and animals, the power of tooth and claw, of sun and moon, of fire and storm. Druids also gain the ability to take on animal forms, and some druids make a particular study of this practice, even to the point where they prefer animal form to their natural form. Preserve the balance. For druids, nature exists in a precarious balance. The four elements that make up a world, air, earth, fire, and water, must remain in equilibrium. If one element were to gain power over the others, the world would be destroyed, drawn into one of the elemental planes, and broken apart into the component elements. Thus, druids oppose cults of elemental evil and others who promote one element to the exclusion of the others. Druids are also concerned with a delicate ecological balance that sustains plants and animal life, and the need for civilized folk to live in harmony with nature, not in opposition to it. Druids accept that which is cruel in nature, and they hate that which is unnatural, including aberrations, such as beholders and mind flayers, and undead such as zombies and vampires. Druids sometimes lead raids against such creatures, especially when the monsters encroach on the druids' territory. Druids are often found guarding sacred sites or watching over regions of unspoiled nature. But when a significant danger arises, threatening nature's balance or the lands they protect, druids take on a more active role in combating the threats as adventurers. So now let's get into creating a druid real quick. That's Asriel over there. He's been quiet most of this. When making a druid, consider why your character has such a close bond with nature. Perhaps your character lives in society where the old faith still thrives, or was raised by a druid after being abandoned in the depths of a forest. Perhaps your character had a dramatic encounter with the spirits of nature, coming face to face with a giant eagle or direwolf and surviving the experience. Maybe your creature was born during an epic storm or a volcanic eruption, which was interpreted as a sign of becoming that becoming a druid was part of your character's destiny. Have you always been an adventurer as part of your druidic calling, or did you first spend time as a caretaker of a sacred grove or spring? Perhaps your homeland was befouled by evil, and you took up an adventuring life in hopes of finding a new home or purpose. Okay, so Druids, you're going to get a D8 for your hit dice. So your hit points are going to be 8 plus your con modifier. 1 D8 of hit points per level. So your armor proficiencies: light and medium armors. Shields. Druids will not wear armor or use shields made of metal. So all your stuff needs to be made of organic materials. Weapons: clubs, daggers, darts, javelins, maces, quarterstaffs, scimitars, sickles, slings, spears. Not even simple weapons. They're super specific. Tools: herbalism kit. Saving throw: intelligence and wisdom. Skills. So you're going to get to choose from Arcana, Animal Handling, Insight, Medicine, Nature, Perception, Religion, or Survival. You get a cool little kid here, so let's jump around. So Druids, you know the Druidic. You know Druidic, the secret language of Druids. You can speak the language and use it to leave hidden messages. So you get this cool thing. It goes with your wisdom, spellcasting. You draw nature and essence itself. Wisdom is your spellcast modifier. You're going to get some cantrips. So let's get into the shapes. And you're going to get wild shapes. Starting at 2nd level, you can use your action to magically assume the shape of a beast you have seen before. You can use this feature twice. You regain expended uses when you finish a short or long rest. So use it twice between rests, which isn't bad. Your level determines what you can be. While transformed, the following rules apply. Your game statistics are replaced by the statistics of the beast. You retain your alignment, your personality, your intelligence, all that good noise. You also retain all your skills and saving throws. Game. Soon, honey. You get a bunch of cool stuff. Azrael, you want to say hi? Come here. Oh, I guess not, my love. Okay. You get to do a druid circle where you learn different casting and things. Everybody's ability scores improve at level 18. You don't age, or you start to age more slowly. You get beast spells at 18. That's all later game stuff. You get bonus cantrips and things for picking based on what build you pick. So we have Circle of the Land and we have Circle of the Moon. Circle of the Land ultimately is going to be more of a caster type. It's not even going to be a healer type. It's going to be based more on what you pick as your lands. And what you pick as your lands is going to determine what some of the spells you get. And you know what? The other 2 spells you get to pick. So if you want healing stuff, I believe you're going to have to pick it. And I'm sure cantrips have some healing stuff. Circle of the Moon is going to be when you want to spend more time in your animal form. You're going to get some cool buffs to that stuff. You get all types of different things. Druids overall are a real fun character. I think that they're they can be as complex as you want them to be or as simple as you want them to be. I think if you pick reasonable animals that your DM's down with, and ones that you as a player understand, transforming back and forth between animals can be a whole lot of fun. Monkey Tunky, you want to come say hi? No. That's Azrael bugging his mama. All right, guys. I love you guys. Thank you for listening to me. And I'll be back tomorrow with more D&D. Peace.